everyone. Welcome to the For Fun of Knit podcast. My name is Linda and I am coming to you from Dublin, Ireland. I am just on a layover, believe it or not. I am on my way home and I just wanted to stop in for a quick chat to say Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season and Christmas. Hope you're all spoiled rotten and you had some great knits and some great yarny experiences over the holidays. As I said, I'm just on my way home. Thought this would be fun just to have a short little chat. This is not my kickoff video or kickoff videos for 2024 because I'm traveling like in the first week of January. So I didn't have the opportunity to do a full intro to 2024 video. So that will come in the next couple weeks. But thought you might like to just travel along with me as I pop into the city. Now, literally, I got off the plane. I had this great desire to go into Dublin City. I have never been to Dublin. This is not a tour video, but I wanted to hit one spot, and that was the yarn store called This Is Knit. Yeah, I'm a knitter and fiber enthusiast. So what do I want to do when I only have an hour before closing? I want to hit a knitting store, yarn store. So that's what I did, and I was lucky enough to make it there with 45 minutes to spare. And I apologize in advance for the quality of the video. I think I was just giddy with happiness that I made it and to the store on time before it closed. But it was also quite a hectic day because it was the flight and the suitcases and a shuttle bus and all this kind of stuff. But I just thought maybe you would enjoy a few snippets of the yarn shop. And then I think I'll do that first. And then I'd like to just share with you what I've been up to in terms of my crafting and just give you a quick update. And yeah, that was kind of the intention for today. And then in the next couple of weeks, I will certainly be doing all the more traditional kickoff videos like what I knit and what I liked, what I didn't like, and what the plans are for 2024. So why don't we go straight into a little trip from actually leaving Malaga all the way to This Is Knit, the yarn store. Well, here I am again at another airport, as they say, or Willie Nelson would say, is on the road again. Anyway, I'm in the airport in Malaga, waiting for my flight to Dublin, staying overnight in Dublin, and then, oops, I'm shaking the table, and then flying out tomorrow to Vancouver. So hoping to take you along for this little journey on my trip home, because I am hoping, fingers crossed, that I will have enough time by the time I land in Dublin to check into my hotel, take an Uber to a yarn store in Dublin, and then stay overnight and return home. So let's see how lucky we are and see if we can't have a little yarny goodness on our flight home. So hope you enjoyed that. Fun things about that trip, or a couple comments, I guess, about that trip. It was just from the whole flight all the way in, it was just actually a joy to travel today, because I get on the plane, I always choose an aisle seat. I might have to start choosing window seats so I can take better footage, but I had an aisle seat, and one of the flight attendants came to me and said, hey, do you mind just moving back one row? A mother wants to sit with her young son. I'm like, sure, no problem. As long as it's an aisle seat, I'm fine. And so I moved seats, didn't think anything else about it. And then when food services came, I had bought a sandwich. You saw the little footage of the bocadillo, so the sort of ham and cheese sandwiches, and I bought a sandwich at the airport. And she comes by and she says, we just want to thank you for, being so gracious to move seats, that we'd like to buy you lunch. What would you like? And I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. It was just like, it's like one row from the third row to the fourth row. It's an aisle seat. And she goes, no, we'd like to buy you, what would you like for lunch? And I said, okay, well, I'll have a sandwich and a bottle of wine, like a glass of wine. So yay, didn't have to pay for lunch. And my sandwich that I bought at the airport became my dinner. So that really worked out. It was a very bread heavy day, but that's okay. Met the nicest cab drivers, no Uber. Don't ask me what I was thinking. But anyway, taxi drivers took me into the city. Lovely, lovely, lovely people. Oh my God, we had a riot, both there and back, 2 different drivers, super chatty, wonderful. And then, as you can tell from the footage, I was racing through that knitting store because they were going to close, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to get myself a souvenir. But it was an absolutely fabulous trip over and into the city. It all worked like clockwork. Yeah, so let me share with you right now what I picked up. I did not go crazy, absolutely not. I did see some beautiful Aran Weight Donegal yarn, true Irish yarn that was tweed, and it was I don't know, I might have shown it on the video, I'm not 100% sure, but it was almost like a smoky gray, but it had flecks of red and orange and rust in it. Oh man, I would have loved to have bought that, but I would have they were small balls. I would have needed 15 balls to make a sweater, and I have no room in my suitcase. So that didn't happen, unfortunately. So I guess I'll just have to come back. What I did, however, was get some Townhouse yarns, and I got this. Look at this. This is a beautiful sock set. This is 80% merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon with a coordinated mini. And this is their Christmas Cracker series. I love it. So I bought it, and the mini is actually a stellina. And I bought it because I wanted to have something that was commemorative. So that is the yarn that I bought from This Is Knit. And yeah, I'm not going to do anything with it except oogle it for a while. So I thought that was kind of fun. The other thing that I purchased, excuse me, which I didn't have to come to Ireland to buy, but they had it, so I thought I would grab it. And that is the West Yorkshire Spinner signature sparkle 4-ply in the color Nutcracker. So I do have a couple of their Christmas colorways, but I didn't have Nutcracker. So that is one of the ones that I wanted to purchase. So now I have that. So those are my 2 huge acquisitions, but what a beautiful store. And oh, walking around Dublin, still in full-on Christmas decoration mode. And it was jam-packed, as you saw, and it was just, I was only wandering around for a couple of hours, but it was just absolutely lovely. So, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. But let me show you some of the things. Let's talk a couple little finished objects first. So here, I'm so excited. I finished my Snow Matter What. Oh, they got crushed in the suitcase. There you go. My Snow Matter What make along. This is Mr. Knightley. There you go. And his snow gnome. Is it gnome? Gnome-man? Snowman? Anyway, something to do with gnomes. But anyway, these are the coordinating pieces, and it came with, again, this is Imagined Landscape Designs. Sarah, I cannot compliment her enough. If you're wanting to do something very festive, this is a Cal to do, because not only do you get to knit these mystery gnomes, but she gives you recipes, and there's a story that goes with it. And then there's all sorts of puzzles and coloring pages she provides. And it is just super, super festive, super well thought out and super festive. But look at these two guys to add to my collection. So they're not finished on the bottoms because I still have to put some weighted dry beans in the bottom, but I'm waiting to do that until I get home. So that's finished object number one. Finished, well, I'm calling this a finished object. It's not. It will be finished by the time I get home. But this is my beautiful stripes sweater. I'm going to show you the whole thing by Andrea Mowry, and I'm not going to go into huge detail than to tell you what a fabulous knit. Absolutely love the way it fits. I will do this in more detail in my next video, but I got some ends to weave in. I have all this fringe. This is the thing with stripes. I tried weaving in my ends as I went. Don't like the way that sits. It doesn't seem secure enough to me. So what I am doing on my flight home tomorrow, because I go Vancouver, Dublin, Toronto, Vancouver. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow, which is why I'm overnighting in Dublin, just to break up the trip. But yeah, I will go through the full details, but I'm absolutely in love with this sweater. I think it's going to be so much fun to wear, and a nice casual sweater that, hey, I think it qualifies as a pop of color. So absolutely love that. So I will go through more of that. That was my Legacy Fiber Arts 12-day Advent from, I think, last year or the year before. Not 100% sure. But yeah, so I'll give you much more details on that particular finished object. And last, I'll just talk about a work in progress, which is nothing overly new, except yes, I've started my first socks of 2024. And this is using a deconstructed fade from Shirley Bryan Yarns. And I apologize, I cannot remember the colorway because I don't have the ball bands with me. If anybody recognizes this, please tell me. But that is what it looks like all caked up. It's a little messy, sorry, but beautiful pinks, and it goes into some golds and a little bit of green, and then it goes into teals and blues. It's just beautiful. And I'm just doing this magic loop, obviously, and it is my 64 stitch vanilla sock 3x1 rib toe up. So I do flat on the backs, rib on the front, and sometimes I do ribbing on the back, but I have not finished my Order of the Phoenix socks because I was struggling with, which I did ribbed all the way around, even underneath the foot. So when it came to doing Afterthought heels, I'm still struggling with picking up those stitches. I'm not really struggling. I just had other things that I wanted to knit that sort of took my fancy at the time. So I'll have to finish those when I get home as well. But these ones I'm doing flat on the bottom because I did find it difficult picking up the stitches for the Afterthought heel when I was getting to the purl stitches. And I think I mentioned that last time. But that was sort of the game plan for these socks. So that was it. Honestly, I just wanted to pop in and say hello, tell you that I'm thinking of all of you. I had such a fun time at Vlogmas, and I'm hoping to do some regular videos in January to keep you company while you craft, because January can kind of be I don't know, a little bit of a letdown sometimes when after all the hoopla of the season is over and there's no major holidays coming up. So I thought maybe a few more extra chats in between might be welcome. So that is what the plan is, and definitely some 2024 kickoff videos coming up. And until that time, I just wanted to say, have a fabulous week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to chatting with you again. Take care.